In 1998, Willow Creek was rocked by the mysterious disappearance of Emma Taylor, a vibrant 23-year-old college student with dreams of becoming an artist. Her car was found abandoned on the edge of town, keys still in the ignition, but no signs of struggle or foul play. The case quickly went cold, leaving her family and friends searching for answers that never came. For 2 decades, the town moved on, but the memory of Emma lingered like a ghost, haunting those who knew her best. Then, in 2018, during a routine audit at the police department, Detective Sarah Reeves stumbled upon a dusty file folder labeled Emma Taylor Case. Inside was a cryptic note: "Look closer at the code." No one could recall who wrote it or why it existed. But Reeves, a seasoned investigator with a knack for uncovering buried truths, felt an undeniable pull to reopen the case. Something about the note screamed urgency, and she couldn't ignore it. Reeves's instincts told her this wasn't just another cold case. It was a puzzle waiting to be solved. She assembled a team and began revisiting old evidence, determined to find what others had missed. Her first step was returning to the crime scene, the spot where Emma's car was discovered. Armed with modern forensic tools, her team unearthed a small metal box hidden beneath layers of dirt and moss. Inside was a folded piece of paper containing a series of numbers and letters. At first glance, it seemed meaningless, but Reeves recognized patterns. It wasn't random gibberish. Someone had deliberately crafted the sequence. As the investigation unfolded, Reeves delved deeper into Emma's past, interviewing friends, professors, and colleagues. What emerged was a portrait of a young woman torn between ambition and fear, someone grappling with inner demons yet outwardly radiant. One friend mentioned Emma's fascination with puzzles and ciphers during her final months. "She loved solving mysteries," the friend recalled. "Sometimes I thought she was hiding something herself." This revelation sent Reeves spiraling down a rabbit hole. Was Emma involved in creating the code, or was it planted after her disappearance? As linguists, cryptographers, and tech experts worked tirelessly to decipher the code, Reeves followed leads across Willow Creek. The breakthrough came when the code revealed coordinates pointing to a remote cabin deep within the woods outside town. Leading a team into forest under cover of darkness, Reeves pushed open the creaky door of the cabin, stepping into a nightmare. Scattered across the floor were dozens of Polaroid photographs, some of Emma, others of people unknown. Each photo bore a date stamp from the late 90s. In one corner of the room, a journal lay open, filled with meticulous handwriting detailing experiments, observations, and disturbing plans. The entry spoke of a man obsessed with human psychology, testing boundaries, and manipulating behavior. One entry explicitly referred to Emma as Subject Zero. But the most horrifying discovery came last. A hidden compartment beneath the floorboards contained a lockbox. Inside was a video cassette labeled simply, "Final Test." Back at the station, Reeves watched the tape with trembling hands. The footage showed Emma bound and gagged, her eyes wide with terror. A shadowy figure loomed over her, speaking in a voice distorted beyond recognition. He called himself the architect and claimed to study how individuals react under extreme duress. Over time, the videos documented Emma's gradual descent into despair, interspersed with moments of defiance. In one clip, she whispered, "You can't break me." Using facial recognition software, detectives identified the shadowy figure as Dr. Marcus Kane, a former psychologist whose license had been revoked due to unethical practices. Records showed he'd vanished shortly after Emma's disappearance, leaving behind only whispers of his controversial work. Investigators tracked him to a secluded island off the coast, where he lived under an assumed identity. When apprehended, Kane refused to speak, maintaining his composure despite overwhelming evidence against him. During interrogation, Reeves confronted him directly, playing the final moments of the tape. To her astonishment, Kane smiled faintly and said, "She broke me before I could break her." Kane's manipulation extended far beyond Emma. He had used his knowledge of psychology to exploit vulnerable individuals, turning their lives into elaborate experiments. His victims were pawns in a twisted game designed to satisfy his insatiable curiosity about human nature. Kane was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole, but justice offered little solace to Emma's family. For them, the reopening of the case brought closure, yet also reopened wounds long thought healed. At Emma's graveside, her mother placed a single rose, murmuring softly, "We'll never forget you." Years later, Reeves published a book chronicling the investigation, titled Breaking the Code. Its pages serve not only as a tribute to Emma, but also as a warning, a reminder that evil often hides in plain sight, waiting for someone brave enough to expose it. Even after the trial, Reeves couldn't shake the weight of what she'd uncovered. The case haunted her dreams, reminding her of fragility of human existence and the depths of depravity some are capable of. Yet, amidst the tragedy, she found inspiration in Emma's resilience. Even in the darkest circumstances, she had fought back, refusing to surrender entirely. In Willow Creek, the wind whispered to the trees, carrying echoes of the past. Somewhere in the silence, the truth continued to unfold, and though the story ended, the questions lingered. How many other codes remain unsolved? How many more victims awaited discovery?